My amiable students, today I have kept three African writers and I will elaborately explain you about them. In my previous videos, I had talked about six African writers, but today I am going to explain you about three African writers. They are Ben Okri, Elichi Amodi, Aikui Arma. Aikui Arma. So which are indispensable for your OAVS TGT English. Let's discuss about them. Ben Okri. Ben Okri was a Nigerian poet and a novelist. Ben Okri was a Nigerian poet and a novelist. He was born on 15 March in 1959 in Minna in Nigeria. Understood? So Ben Okri, he was a Nigerian poet and a novelist. He was born on 15 March in 1959 in Minna in Nigeria. He had also came to our country in Jaipur. Understood? He had come to India towards Jaipur while the literature festival was going on in 2019 on 24 to 28 January. Understood? He had come here. Who? Ben Okri. Let's go to know about his rewards. How many rewards he had got throughout in his life? So till now he is alive. Understood? So till now how many rewards he had got? So let's know till now how many rewards he has got. Main Booker Prize he had got in 1991 for his novel Famished Road. Understood? He got Main Booker Prize in 1991 for his novel Famished Road. After that, he also got Commonwealth Writers Prize in 1987. And after that, Guardian Fiction Prize he also got a Guardian Fiction Prize in 1988 for the novel Star of the New Curfew. Star of the New Curfew. Let's go to know about his works. Flower of Swords. Flower of Swords he had published in 1980, which was his first novel. Understood? His first novel is Flower of Swords, and it was published in 1980. And because of this, for this novel, Ben Okri he got Main Booker Prize in 1991. It was published in 1991. It was also a novel. After that, A Way of Being Free. A Way of Being Free, it was published in 1997, which was an essay. Star Book. Star Book was published in 2007. It was a novel. And A Time for New Dreams, it was published in 2011, and it was an essay. A Time for New Dreams. A Time for New Dreams. So my lovable students, I just discussed about Ben Okri, and Ben Okri was a Nigerian poet and a novelist. He was born on 15 March in 1959 in Minna in Nigeria, and he had also come to our country while the literature festival was going on in Jaipur in 2019 on 24 to 28 January. Understood? And I have already told you that he got Main Booker Prize in 1991 for his novel Famished Road. Famished Road. You have to mug up it. Commonwealth Writers Prize. He got Commonwealth Writers Prize in 1987. Guardian Fiction Prize he got in 1988. And he got Guardian Fiction Prize for his novel Star of the New Curfew. If we consider his works, like that Flower of Swords was published in 1980, which was his first novel, and the Famished Road was published in 1991, and for this novel he got Main Booker Prize in 1991. A Way of Being Free was published in 1997, which was an essay. Star Book was published in 2007, which was a novel. A Time for New Dreams was published in 2011, which was an essay. So my lovable students, let's go to know about Elichi Omadi. Elichi Omadi was also a Nigerian author. He was born on 12 Elichi Omadi was born on 12 May in 1934, and he passed away on 29 June at Port Harcourt in Nigeria. Understood? He passed away on 29 June at Port Harcourt in Nigeria. If we consider about his works, The Concubine was published in 1966, which was his debut novel. Understood? Which was his debut novel. After that, The Great Points was published in 1969, which was a novel. Then Sunset in Biafra, it was an autobiographical novel. It was an autobiographical and it was published in 1973. After that, When God Came was published. So when did it publish? It has not mentioned. That's why I have also not mentioned here. And it was his last novel, When God, my lovable students, When God Came. It was his last novel. Let's do revisit again. Elichi Omadi, he was a Nigerian author. He was born on 12 May in 1934. He passed away on 29 June at Port Harcourt, Nigeria. And if we consider about his works, The Concubine was published in 1966, and which was a debut novel. Then after that, The Great Prince was published in 1969, which was a novel. Then Sunset by Pra was an autobiographical novel, and it was published in 1973. And When God Came was his last creation, and it was his last novel, When God Came. Let's know the last writer, the last creator, the last author of African literature, which I have mentioned here, Aikui Arma. He was a Ghanaian author. He was born on 28 October in 1939, Takoradi in Ghana. He was born on 28 October in 1939, Takoradi in Ghana. Let's know about his works. The Beautiful of Ones Are Not Yet Born, it was published in 1968. 2000 Seasons was published in 1973. The Healers was published in 1979. In Fragments was published in 1970. Why Are We So Blessed was published in 1972. Let's do revisit again what I have explicated on Aikui Arma. Aikui Arma. So Aikui Arma was a Ghanaian author. Understood? He was born on 28 October in 1939 in Takoradi in Ghana. Understood? His works. The Beautiful Ones Are Not Yet Born was published in 1968. 2000 Seasons was published in 1973. The Healers was published in 1979. In Fragments was published in 1970. Why Are We So Blessed was published in 1972. So eventually, my lovable students, I have kept 10 multiple choice questions on African literature. We shall elaborately discuss these 10 multiple choice questions on African literature. Question number 1. Who was the youngest African writer to win Booker Prize? Who was the youngest African to win Booker Prize? 4 options are mentioned here. And he is that great man. He got Booker Prize, Man Booker Prize for his novel Famished Road in 1991. My lovely students, its correct option is option D, Ben Okri. Let's go to the question number 2. What are the novels included the famous trilogy? What are the novels included the famous trilogy? Option A, the famous rod. B, songs of enchantment. C, infinite riches. So its correct option is option D, all of the above. Let's go to question number 3. Obi Okono is a character in option A, things fall apart. B, no longer at. No, it will be no longer at ease. Era of God, the novelist as teacher. Its correct option is no longer at ease. Option B. Obi Okan is a character in no longer at ease. Whose creation it was? Ben Okri. Let's go to question number 4. Which African writer has won Nobel Prize for the first time? Which African writer has won Nobel Prize for the first time? Option A, Wolsenka. B, Ngugi wa Thiong'o. C, Chinua Achebe. D, none of these. Its correct option is option A, Wolsenka. Wolsenka was the first African, understood, who had got Nobel Prize for the first time. Let's go to question number 5. Which was the first African feminist text? Which was the first African feminist text? Option A, Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl. B, 12 Years a Slave. C, The Story of an African. D, In Arcadia Farm. So it was the creation of Olive Schreiner. My lovable students, take a glance on the correct answer. Its correct option is option C, The Story of an African. Let's go to question number 6. Which Nigerian writer is associated with Yoruba culture? Which African writer is associated with Yoruba culture? Option A, Ngugi wa Thiong'o. B, Wolsenka. C, Nadain Godimor. D, none of these. Take a glance on the correct option. Its correct option is option B, Wolsenka. Let's go to question number 7. The purpose of writing is to keep my country alive. Who said? The purpose of writing is to keep my country alive. Who said? I am repeating this question again. The purpose of writing is to keep my country alive. Who said? For options I've mentioned here, pick out the correct one. Option A, Nuruddin Farah. B, Chinua Achebe. C, Buchi Mcheta. D, all of the above. My lovable students, pick out the correct one. Its correct option is option A, Nuruddin Farah. Let's go to question number 8. Identify the novel Farah's Blood in the novel Son trilogy. Identify the novel in Farah's Blood in the novel Son trilogy. My lovable students, for options I've mentioned here, pick out the correct one. Gifts, option A. B, maps. C, secrets. D, all of the above. Its correct option is option D, all of the above. Let's go to question number 9. Identify the novels included in Farah's Past Imperfect trilogy. Identify the novels included in Farah's Past Imperfect trilogy. My lovable students, pick out the correct one. I have mentioned 4 options here and you have to pick out the correct one. Option A, links. B, notes. C, crossbones. D, all of the above. Its correct option is option D, all of the above. Understood? Let's go to the last question. Which African writer later became a Hindu? Which African writer later became a Hindu, but before he was Christian? Understood? Which African writer later became a Hindu? Option A, Ben Okri. B, Naden Godimor. C, Bessie Head. D, Amma Atta Aidu. Amma Atta Aidu. Which African writer later became a Hindu? My lovable students, its correct option is option C, Bessie Head. Bessie Head. So my lovable students, keep watching my videos to brush up your knowledge on English literature. Thanks a lot. May God bless you. Have a lovable life.